Occasionally, when there's a fluctuation in that magnetic field, it opens up a little window where gases escape momentarily. And then we have wind added up here, and it messes with our buoyancy or, small fluctuations in what people perceive as gravity.
Sun, even distant planets.
For example, if you go up to...
There are no distant planets, okay? Everything that you see in the sky is inside of the Earth. Everything you see in the sky is under the dome. It's under the firmament, which is the real actual moon. I don't want to get too deep, but the luminaries you see in the sky, like the moon and the sun, they're just lights. That's all.
Where the space station is, even though the space station is falling around the Earth's gravity, which is what an orbit is,
Okay, let's talk about the space station. I might as well. Since we're talking about gravity and we're talking about space and stuff, listen, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists that's going to deny space and say space is fake. Or I'm not going to deny floating things up in the sky, the ability for things to float up in the sky. I believe they can and do float up in the sky. I believe there is space between the dome and the surface. That is space. That is high up where it gets very dark. That is where all of the gases rise up to, which creates extreme pressure, gaseous pressure in the middle, the space between the dome and the Earth. Because of all of that pressure, when you increase pressure, or the density, the gases up there become more dense. They become more compact. And because of that, you increase density. The density up there increases. When you increase the density of a fluid, which our atmosphere is a fluid, you will increase the buoyancy. Let me give you an example. Many people have heard of tourists visiting the Dead Sea and floating around in the Dead Sea. And look, I just float. I can't sink. I can't. Because of the high salt content. You have increased the density of the fluid, and therefore, if you are in that fluid, you will float. Just like people up in the space between the dome and the Earth surface, they can float. They can put things up there to float as well. So no, they're not up there falling constantly or whatever the story is. They're not outside of the dome in outer space. They're just high up in the sky.
They are in what they call zero G. That's where you see the astronauts floating around.